Hi everybody, welcome back to City Skylines with the After Dark expansion this time. It's been a little while since I last played City Skylines. Actually, it's been a couple of months. You know, you play a lot of one game, you get sick of playing it, you move on, you play other stuff, and then you think about that game that you really enjoyed all that time ago, and then you eventually feel like playing it again, and you come back to it. That's exactly what's just happened. It's really nice, actually. There I was playing some other games, thinking, man, I really want to make another city. So here I am, playing some more City Skylines. With the European tile set this time. We're going to test out like the new European buildings and homes and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to build up something fantastic in Sipscity, our new place. Anyway, we have a lot of work to do. We have to make like a small hamlet and some burbs and stuff to get started. And then we can just sort of transition from that into like a big super mega lopolis or something at some point. We'll see. All right, so first things first, I think we want to have like an avenue, right? We want to have like a nice avenue for our new town. City, start of our new city. And we want to have like a cool intersection too, right? You know, like those small towns in the US of A? You know, like they're like old time USA when you go to like a town in the US that hasn't been like touched or replanned or anything for like the past, I don't know, 700 years or whatever it is. And they always have like Mr. Cooper's convenience store on the corner, and there's like a church, and there's just like one of everything, and it's all like on Main Street USA. We're trying to make like Main Street USA right now, sorta. Like we'll have like this sort of like the centerpiece of the city, and from that we'll just grow out. It's probably not going to happen that way, but that's how I like to imagine cities growing for whatever reason. I don't know. Anyway, I think we hook these up with some one-way roads if we can. I think we could probably do something like, do they need to curve, or do you think we could just like attach them straight up? We could kind of just attach them straight up. I mean, it makes like a real mess here, but I think for now that's fine. It's probably better than having like, well, I mean, we could have like a little roundabout, I guess. Should we have a little roundabout? Why has it done that? Why does it do that? Why has it gone like oval shaped? I don't get it. Oh, God. Okay, fine. So we should be able to like, I think we could probably delete. No, you can't. Oh, God. We have to move it back. We have to get rid of all these trees that are in the way as well. They just won't do. Oh, man. Well, after all that, I decided not to have the roundabout. Instead, we have like this thing, which is kind of a mess right now, but when we unlock some better roads, we'll fix it. We'll fix it up after. But for now, it looks okay. And I kind of like the view of the city at night, even though there's like nothing in the city right now. What the hell do we need to start with? Oh, yeah. We need some roads. We need some nice roads to start with. Do we want to have like a bit of a grid to start with? I guess we kind of want to have a bit of a grid. We'll do it like every third traffic light, shall we? We have to like, it doesn't like quite fill up all the space. So we'll go like, get out of here. We'll go like this. And then like maybe it doesn't fill up the space. What is this gonna be? This is gonna be like a small old-time America suburb, sorta, with European tile set. So maybe that won't work at all. But anyway, we definitely need something, and we should probably put some stuff in to begin with. There we go. Fine. We're gonna put down some residential zones in Sipscity to get the ball rolling. We also need like some power and water and stuff too, and it's so dark I can't see shit. All right, fine. Electricity, yes. We would like some electricity in the form of an wind turbine. Okay, look it. We're going to put the wind turbine here, and then we're going to hook this bad boy up with some of the finest juice you've ever seen in your whole goddamn life. As soon as some of these houses actually start to build. And then we can, like, maybe connect it from here. Actually, you know what? Let's make it look a bit more realistic for once. I seldom make things look realistic, but I think that like the power line following the road is a little bit more realistic. Okay, perfect. And that leaves us with some demand for water. Is there any water like anywhere here? No, the water tower doesn't have like a good source of water. We're just gonna have to like pull some water from here, I guess, and hopefully it's like not too noisy over here. We'll pull from the river here. We'll hook this up with a little bit of power, just like along the coast. Like we could just go to like here. Make this like follow the coast actually. That'll look nice and realistic too. Although, I mean, these power lines are sort of out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know who would have built them. We seem to have this trouble every time we play this game, sort of figuring out how the power lines got there. Who built them, and why did they build them, and who were they hoping would come? Because, of course, you only build things so that they will come. But who are they? That's the thing. That's what everyone wants to know. Who are these people that you want to come to your power lines? Not, you know, not like some like sexual thing or whatever. Okay, fine. And we'll also have our waste further down the river, but not too close to where there. So we have the waste. Now we have to hook up the pipe for the waste as well. We have the waste. And we have the water. And they're not too close. Look, we're picking up the water. The water is flowing downstream. And that means that when the waste comes out, bleh, there it is. It's coming out. It's going to go downriver and not up the river. Well, it'll eventually just like sort of overflow. The river will overflow with all the shit of the people. And then it'll get, but that's fine. That's a long way off. We'll fix it before then. Okay, let's see. Do we have some nice European houses? Oh, really? No? I mean, these look very sort of, well, I don't even know what they look like. They don't really look American either. Maybe they're like Canadian houses, possibly. I have no idea. Anyway, there's a lot of intersections and stuff here, but we should be okay for now. All right, we want to get some commercial in here. We're going to have some commercial on the corner. So, see, we have some commercial and some residential at our, like, main intersection of Old Town, USA. Right? I mean, we could probably actually get rid of these middle roads. I'm thinking that, yes, I'm going to get rid of these middle roads. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in these middle roads with, there we go, some of that. We can also get like a little bit of that. And we're probably going to want to have some industrial before long as well, but that's fine. And then we cut down on our intersections and stuff. And look, that doesn't actually look too bad from high up. I mean, except for this part here. This part just looks terrible. But what can we do for now? There's not much that we can do. Alright, so the fine people of Sipscity now require some industry. Some of these people do not want to work at JCPenney's or whatever these places are. Look at on the very corner of Main Street, USA. There's plenty to choose from, like a Sally's and a yakisoba and an ice cream place and Big Bite and some other sort of Big Bite place too. Another Big Bite. Anyway, there's lots of Big Bites. Anyway, it's getting to be nighttime again. These people want to work in like shoe factories. They also want to like sew soccer balls in a factory setting and possibly other factory stuff. I think in this game you have to be careful with industry, right? Because it generates a lot of traffic. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have like a one-way system for the industry. So like we're going to enter our industrial complex from here, I think. And then there's just going to be like a straight direct route out of the city. The industry can come into the city using like this main line, I think, for now. That should be fine. But then it'll sort of like go up like this as a one way. Should be one way, right? Yeah, it's one way. And then we want it to like sort of go, it can like curve off a bit. Should be straight. I think it being straight is actually a little bit better. All right, nice. That's not too bad. So the traffic comes, like I was saying, it comes into the city. It has to go through like this really prominent intersection of Main Street, USA. It has to take a turn through here and then get to like this industrial sector. And you can just see all of those chimneys belching up that smoke into the sky, and it's like on a hill too, right? That's pretty good. So it means that like all of the smoke will belch up out at a high altitude and not descend down onto the poor, unfortunate souls inhabiting Sipscity. Man, it's dark. It's so dark. It looks really cool from up high, though, doesn't it? Look at that. It's like you're in a plane. See, let's pretend. Boo, that's a really fast plane. I don't think that there's any way we can go slower. But Sipscity, just like so small right now. Gosh, we need to make it bigger. Oh, look at this nice sunrise on beautiful Sipscity in its infancy, making 765 big ones all the time. Every hour on the hour. And look, there's like a god beam. It's like coming down from the sky. And look, it's highlighting this industrial sector. God is saying, yes, Sipscity, yes, you've done it. You've made a good industrial part of town. And it is in dire need of workers. And therefore your residential demand is going to start to skyrocket as we need more and more people to fill these crucial industrial roles. All right, well, there's only one thing for it then. We have to get in the neighborhood. These squares are too big. Look at, there's like all of this lost space in the middle here. I don't know if like we want that. Or maybe we do. Maybe we want to fill it up with like parks and trees and bike paths and stuff like that. Like maybe we can even have pedestrian walkways that connect all of it up so that people don't have to use sidewalks anymore. Look, because I mean, think of all the road fatalities. I mean, take Grand Theft Auto 5, for instance. All these people walking on the sidewalks, if I was on the road, they'd be dead. But if they had like some sort of pedestrian walkway that connected up all the four corners of Sipscity, and they didn't have to go along the side of the road, they might actually have a chance of surviving. No? Maybe? Oh, hey, we did it. We're a little hamlet. Fantastic. 440 people living in Sipscity right now. Great. All right, well, we have a whole bunch of new stuff that we can add to the city after that little achievement, so that's pretty good. Okay, so there's no longer four corners of Sipscity. There's now 6 corners in Sipscity. In this big grid thing that we've built so far. We're going to need some services. We're going to definitely need some healthcare before people start to pop their clogs, because that's, of course, not a very good thing. Do we want to have like all of our services and stuff centralized, or do we want to spread them out throughout the neighborhoods and stuff? I don't know what kind of neighborhood you live in, but in my neighborhood, everything is sort of centralized in an area. Well, that's not true. It's sort of centralized in the city. And I live outside of the city. So that doesn't help me much at all, actually. Trying to think of where to put my services. I mean, we don't have many. I know for one thing, though, is that schools can definitely go in and amongst... Well, I don't know. Are schools too noisy? I mean, you have to think of the people that have to walk their kids to school every day. Oh, shit, we need a garbage dump, too. Where the hell can we put the garbage dump? Do we want to have a garbage dump, like, up on the hill? I think we probably do, you know. I think we're going to have a garbage dump up on the hill. Before we do that, though, let us build an education facility for these poor kids. All these kids want to do is go somewhere where everybody knows their name. And of course, that's school. Because they know your name, because when they take attendance, well, look at that. Every morning they say, raise your hand and say present if I call your name. And then the teacher says, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And he lifts up his hand and he doesn't say anything because famously Jimmy Superfly Snuka never spoke. And every day he gets a detention, which is not the best. Yeah, these European schools look cool. I forgot how cool they looked, actually. I haven't really messed around too much with the European buildings or the tile set yet, so there's going to be a couple of surprises later on. But for now, that looks pretty good. It's a Karl Heisenberg Skule. Skule. Look, it's with a U. Is that a thing? Is that how you spell school in Germany or in Europe or whatever? Yeah, I have no idea. Well, anyway, we've built a dump. I decided to place the dump right here so that it's kind of close to everything. Because there's nothing worse than building a dump out in the middle of nowhere and the trucks can never get to where they need to go. You know what I mean? Like, by the time they finally do make it to the city after 5 solid days of driving, all of the garbage is accumulated and the rats have infested everything and bitten people and everyone has rabies and then the whole human race dies because of too much garbage. That's why I placed it a little bit closer. But we can like beautify this area a bit as well with like some trees and stuff. And I think that should be fine. Little industrial sector is holding out okay. It looks kind of cool too. I kind of like it. I mean, I don't like it so much that it's going up a hill. And it's very smoggy around here now too, but it's fine. We'll have a couple of little pockets of industry here, there, and just about everywhere. And then everything is nice and close so that the residents of Sipscity can maybe even like walk to work and stuff. All right, our grid slowly expands out. One thing that we do need to do though is we need to get rid of... Is this the D-zone? Yeah. We don't want to D-zone all of this, though. What we would like to do is we would like to D-zone, I'd say, quite a bit of this so that we can get commercial. Because I think that Main Street, or the intersection of Main Street USA, as I like to call it, needs to have commercial premises on the corner, right? That's where, like, all of your, like, convenience stores and stuff go, because that's the best place to deal drugs, right? Like right in front of Sally's. That's where you want to that's the corner you want to control, right? This is the main one. Look at all of the foot traffic. All these people are like going about their business unaware of the benefits of hard class A drugs, and that's when you get your crew to stand outside of Sally's and you sling that crack and that cocaine to them in a major way so that everybody buys it and they get hooked, and then you have like repeat customers, and before you know it, you're making a lot of money. And that's exactly what we're here for, right? Not only to run a city, but we want to make like a bunch of money too, because you know, if the whole city thing doesn't really work out and you know, we get sort of ousted and somebody else gets elected or whatever, well fuck, at least we have a ton of money in our bank accounts, right? So that we can just go off and spend it on other cool shit. I think that's awesome. Holy shit, look at this crime hotspot. This is like prime realty for like the Joker, right? At Frank's Fish Stick Factory. I love that. I love how this is Frank's Fish Stick Factory. Frank is running his whole fish stick operation from inside a sphere used to contain liquids and stuff. Maybe that's the crime. That's the crime itself. It's like a meta crime. It's not this kind of like crime that you normally associate in like Law and Order or whatever. It's a crime against fish stick production that Frank hasn't been able to find suitable premises in Sipscity currently to create fish sticks. He's had to buy a premises that does not do the job. It's not up to task. This is meant for holding liquids, and Frank is inside of there right now with like a little stove, and he's making fish sticks. That is a crime. I mean, look at this right next to him, the ice cube factory with a plastic sign. I fucking love that. Jesus Christ. We've definitely got a crime problem here. One that needs to be sorted out sooner rather than later. We have just enough money to place our first police station, so let's do it. Let's place our police station here. We're gonna place it like near the entrance of the city, right? Because I think that that's good. It almost acts like a checkpoint Charlie. You know, people coming into the city are like, hey boys, you know, like Marv and his other friend there, Joe Pesci. They're in their car. They're entering Sipscity for the first time. They're like, hey Marv, look, it's the promised land. That's right. This place is ours. It's ripe for the picking. It's ours to take. Nobody's gonna stop. Oh, hang on. Oh no, never mind, Marv. There's a police station right there. It just threw me off what I was trying to tell you, and therefore now I don't want to actually start a crime spree in Sipscity at all. I just want to get out of here and come back at some other point, and maybe once the police have like left town or whatever, and then we could start a crime spree there instead. Anyway, we're getting a whole bunch of upgrades off the back of there now being police. Like the land value has gone up now that the criminal elements have been removed from town. And look, Frank has finally moved out of this spherical thing that was meant not for him to make fish sticks in, but to hold liquid. And he's he's been kicked out by the cops. The cops said, no, Frank, I'm sorry. That's a building code violation. You're not allowed to do that. And he's been kicked out. Poor Frank. All right, cool. Tiny town. We have a cash injection, which means that we can finally build a fire department. After all this time, poor Sipscity has not had any fire coverage. And look at this firehouse. It looks hilariously German, doesn't it? Look, it's got a big tower and everything. Do we want to put it right next to the police station? I don't think we really do, actually. I think we're going to put it down here. We're going to put it down here and get some good coverage in here. There we go. We got some decent fire coverage now. It's along a main road, but, you know, it's not really. See, that fire truck just slammed through about 20 cars to get out of there, too. It's pretty impressive. We need to have, like, a thing on the road here that says no parking. We don't want people parking here because the fire trucks need to come out. But I guess we could do that with, like, the decorative... Oh, shit. Look at that. Sipscity's finest have just turned up and they put out a blaze at the Holly residence. Fucking fantastic. Holy shit. Alright. So, our little town prospers. It's still fucking nighttime. The day and night cycles are crazy, aren't they? It takes forever for it to become day again. We're going to need some more residential, commercial, and industrial, but all in good time. We're slowly creeping out here. We have not as much commercial as you'd think, right? Quite a bit of residential, and just a little tiny bit of industrial. I don't think we want to put more industry up there. I think for now, that's enough industry there. We'll have some more industry maybe down here as well, with a similar sort of idea where we have some form of exit for them. We don't want too much industrial traffic sharing the roads with residential and commercial traffic. All right, well, so far, so good. We have the starting ingredients of a great city here. Sipscity. It's got all the services it needs. It's got all the power and water and a dump and everything else. It just needs to start expanding, which we will continue to do next time. If you have suggestions for stuff that you'd like to see or like some districts that you would like to be made or whatever, please let me know. Leave a comment or whatever, and we'll see if we can incorporate some of that into this. It's quite nice being back in Cities Skylines, actually. It's been a couple of months, like I said, and it's great to be playing it again. Just sort of scratching that itch for city building, which I tend to get from time to time, this being pretty much my favorite genre of video game. So there you go. Excellent. If you like this and you'd like to see more, please leave a like. It's always appreciated, and it always helps. If you don't like city building games, if you don't like this game, if you don't like this episode, if you're not going to like this series or whatever, feel free to leave a dislike as well. It's totally fine. There's a like and a dislike button there for a reason, right? So you might as well use them. Excellent. Great. Well, as usual, thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one where we continue to expand Sipscity and make it into something great. Or just a gigantic piece of crap. You never know. It's so hard to tell. Great. Thanks a lot, and bye!